Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
The big news, I know what's on everybody's mind, the unsealed legal documents. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. Attorney Jeremy Hogan says the unsealed legal memo could mark a pivotal moment in the XRP lawsuit. So here's what happened. Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen, one of the two individual defendants in the high-profile lawsuit filed by the SEC against Ripple, he does not oppose the unsealing pivotal legal memos in their entirety. According to a recently submitted letter to the judge, Annalisa Torres, the defendants only request a limited redaction to one of the exhibits in order to protect the privacy of one of the company's equity investors, whose name is not relevant in the case. So they have requested that redaction. The SEC did not voice an objection to the redaction in question. The unsealed exhibit shows that law firm Perkins Coie told Ripple Labs that its founders could receive XRP tokens at their own risk. However, the firm also warned the company against handing the tokens to investors and employees, since it could increase the chance of the SEC classifying the token as an unregistered security. So, for the company themselves, you can hold them at your own risk because you're not distributing them to investors. And if you did distribute them to investors, that would be where they become securities. So as this outlet reports, legal memos from 2012, which the court recently ordered to unseal in spite of Ripple's protestations, could be the make it or break it point of the case, since it will reveal who has been blowing smoke in court. If it turns out that the defendants knowingly chose to disregard securities laws, the tide will certainly turn in the SEC's favor. But this is what we found out. The exhibits are expected to be unsealed February 18th, according to attorney Jeremy Hogan. So we did get some information last night. We are still waiting for some today, guys, February the 18th. It's all coming out. Let it all come out. What happens next? Well, the judge will do a quick order to the clerk to unseal the exhibits because it's after 7 p.m. court time. This will probably happen tomorrow. I don't think we'll see anything else tonight. So what did we see, though, from yesterday? Jeremy Hogan also posted this. I'm reading it, but can't quite believe it. Now the speech wasn't Hinman's personal opinion. So now we're moving back to the Hinman speech. And the SEC just basically made a complete 180 on their position. Now the speech wasn't Hinman's personal opinion at all, but intended to convey the Department of Corporate Finance's position on digital assets? In the legal world, this is as crazy as it gets. The Ripple lawyers must be chomping at the bit. So this was the big bombshell from yesterday, and Crypto Law also commenting on this. Hinman's declaration on June the 23rd, 2021 in support of the motion to squash subpoena for him to be deposed by Ripple's lawyers. Here's what it said. The speech was intended to express my own personal views. During my preparation of the speech, I discussed my thoughts with the Commission employees as part of the Commission's ongoing deliberations about whether offers and sales of Ether constituted securities transactions. To the best of my knowledge, the Commission had not taken at that time and still has not taken any position or expressed a view as to whether offers and sales of Ether constituted offers and sales of securities. So, as Crypto Law points out here, that was the position on June 23rd, 2021. The SEC's motion tonight to continue to withhold emails, meetings, notes the draft of Hinman's speech as follows. The text of the speech makes clear that Director Hinman was speaking as the director of the CorpFin to provide information about what private parties could expect when seeking formal or informal guidance. So essentially making a complete 180. From the staff of the division he led on a topic, the regulation of the offer and sale of digital assets, within his division's purview. In his deposition, Director Hinman confirmed that the speech was intended to share more generally the framework of the Division of Corporate Finance was using in thinking about these assets. So both cannot be true, according to Crypto Law. And yeah, these guys are going to make themselves look like fools in court. How can the judge at this point really take them seriously? Jimbo here saying, is it possible to take civil suit against a former SEC director for perjury in district court? Interesting question. Brown with White down here saying, Judge Netburn play the game well. I think this is what she wanted, to see how far the rabbit hole would go. I'm no lawyer, but this looks damning, if not perjury. So interesting that they are changing their point of view, and not only just changing it a little bit, changing it so drastically that it is essentially changing the opinion to the exact opposite of what they originally said. And Eleanor Turret from Fox News, one of the producers there working with Charles Gasparino, was also mentioning this, was trying for an early night, but after reading the latest SEC motion, my head is just exploding. So SEC Gov still hasn't taken an official position on Ether, but SEC staff did in fact use Hinman's speech to provide public guidance on sales of Ether, but only on behalf of CorpFin? What? And XRP Crypto Wolf mentioning here, does the SEC think the judge is dumb or something? This really is testing the judge's patience, I think. I can't imagine her being too happy about this, considering how many delays there have been, and how much information has already been divulged to the court. If I were the judge, I'd be pissed at how ridiculous the agency is being with the back and forth BS. Moon Lambo also saying it's radical nonsense. My response was the same. There's no way these SEC lawyers actually believe the things that they are arguing. So that's the other thing. The lawyers switching opinions, what seems to be on a dime here. And again, doesn't look good to the judge. Eleanor Turret note the same lawyers for Ethereum, Perkins and Coy. Also tagging Charles Gasparino in this, XRP was gifted to Ripple to avoid a securities breach as instructed by the lawyers. The SEC has no case. That's why no cease and desist letter regarding selling XRP, and they keep selling the escrow today. So there's also that fact of the matter, which I'm going to get to in a second. Another one here from Eleanor Turret, new. Ripple's general counsel, Stuart Alderati. He also made a statement on Fox Business. Once released, these documents will show that in 2012, Ripple received a legal analysis that XRP was not an investment contract. The fact that it took the SEC 8 years to suggest they disagreed with that analysis while XRP traded in a massive global market is baffling. We look forward to the public having access to these documents as we continue to vigorously defend this case. And it's interesting because the digital asset investor here, Digital Asset Buy on Twitter, retweeted this out, posted a tweet that he tweeted out earlier in the day. Big day in the SEC versus Ripple suit over the 2012 memos. The irony is that we have video proof that Ethereum founders did receive legal advice that Ethereum was a security, and the SEC did nothing about it. What a farce. And so let me play you guys this video evidence here, proof that the SEC founders did receive legal advice that Ethereum was a security, and the fact that the SEC essentially did nothing.
But the genius was, he came up with this and presented it to the world. When I saw this, I had this aha moment. He was in Toronto. When I was in Toronto within, I think it was 72 hours. And I asked him, I said, can you really build this? This 19-year-old little kid. And he's like, yeah, I think I can, I just don't have the money for it. And so this was a really, this was like a game-changing conversation, I think, in blockchain, and none of us realized it at the time. And so I'm going to say at the outset, I take no credit for any of this. We were doing this because we were trying to promote a project, and I'll explain how that took off into this life of its own afterwards. But he said to me, the problem is our lawyers are telling us this is an illegal securities offering, which in fact it was, because they were saying this is a security. So that became the whole issue.
So there you go, an early investor in Ethereum gives us a story about Vitalik Buterin when he was 19 years old, still living in Toronto, the fact that he could build out the platform, but he didn't have the money to do it, and so, well, I think the video does speak for itself. So an interesting point there, just kind of going off onto the Ethereum topic, but some great information. Now, the one thing that I do think is important to note here, Wrath of Kahneman also chiming in on this. In the unsealed exhibit, the law firm Perkins Coy advised Ripple Labs that founders who assume its risk could receive XRP. So founders, guys, could receive XRP, but not investors or employees, because that in turn would make XRP turn into a security. He says, as that would risk being a security in the SEC's eyes. Couple of things to note here. So he posts the email here, just reiterating that. But he goes on to say the email seems to establish, at least in part, that FinCEN guidance, remember guys, there was FinCEN guidance in 2013, it was designated Ripple as a user of XRP, not an issuer. Only the founders are issuers, and so if you guys remember, there was a company that created XRP before Ripple was even founded, and what later happened was that company did gift XRP to Ripple. So this is key, and it also reaffirms the sequence of events. Founders gifting 80% of XRP to Ripple Labs. Also, as Larson puts it, the ledger being reset has no bearing on token ownership as it only reflects it. This was in response to the query from Ryan Fugger about why the founders kept 20%. So it seems that Ripple, or at least Larson, wants this note to be made public. And now it is, as always, deeply indebted to violent law, making this so readily available to us. So boom, there is the nuance, the pièce de résistance that I think that some of these guys over at Ripple realized back then. It could only be a security if it was given to investors or sold to investors, but if it was gifted to a company that existed after the XRP token existed, well, that does not constitute the selling of a security. Very good point here. If you are keeping score at home, then we have hard evidence that as early as May 2014, legal advice was given that XRP was gifted to founders and Ripple was just a user, and so this goes back to the 2013 FinCEN description, for lack of a better term. Let's also not forget that in 2015, FinCEN did also classify XRP as a currency. That is not mentioned here in this thread, but that is just some other thing that we should note. Tag XRP here saying, made me think of this. If Perkins Coie thought XRP was an unregistered security, I'm not sure they would have taken payment in XRP from Ripple for its services. So also make note this tweet from Tag from September of 2021. Perkins Coie owns XRP. This account was activated by Daxter, which was activated by Chris Larson. It has been moving millions upon millions of XRP to Poloniex. So Perkins Coie, guys, also got paid in XRP, and if they had thought it was a security, they probably would have avoided that. More great updates here from the Wrath of Kahneman and Tag XRP. So it is coming out slowly but surely. The SEC's case is looking like it is about to crumble. And here's a theory, okay? This is just a theory. This is pure speculation. I saw this from Nerd Nation Unboxed. And I think it's important to consider, I've got a theory. Anderson Horowitz went to the SEC after hearing Jay Clayton mention that he has yet to see an ICO that wasn't a security. That scared the crap out of them as they were a huge investor in the early Ether pre-sale. Clayton then tells them to put together a crypto working group, which leads AH to gather Perkins Coie, Cooley, and others to begin convincing the SEC to give them a pass. On April 22nd, 2018, Gary Gensler says that both Ethereum and Ripple may be securities, deliberately mentioning only those two. Boy, would this be an elaborate scheme? Okay, so back up here. Knowing that Ether was going to be set free a month and a half later by Hinman. This is why on April 28th, 1 week later, he says, that was then, this is now, let's move forward. Was he involved in a secret meeting? I believe so, since his words have weight, he being the ex-chair of the CFTC. So June 14th arrives, which gives Ethereum the pass they've wanted, and by subtraction, that leaves Ripple's XRP as the sole token left, which is considered as a security by Gensler. That was the plan from the beginning, and this is a theory here, just a speculative theory from Nerd Nation Unboxed. It was strategically done that way, I believe. Vitalik grew such disdain for Ripple in 2013 due to being unable to work for them for reasons of being unable to get a visa, so he took it upon himself to destroy the second largest cryptocurrency at the time. Unfortunately, his demo token has not evolved, and Ripple is about to beat them at their own game. So another theory here from Nerd Nation Unboxed, interesting perspective on that. And so guys, I gotta touch on this because I think this is also important. In the face of all this, XRP has faced its second largest accumulation phase. This coming from Michael at Val5 Links. So what else is going on here? According to on-chain data provided by the Sentiment Analytics feed, XRP has faced its second largest accumulation phase with addresses that hold more than 10 million XRP, grabbing almost 900 million coins. So whales, guys, whales are accumulating. Here is the message from Sentiment. The largest XRP accumulation in the past 5 years by top-tier whales is in progress. There are currently 336 XRP network addresses that hold 10 million XRP or more. Many of these undoubtedly belong to exchanges, but this is still a notable anomaly. And so here is the analytics on that. XRP mega whale addresses are showing an extended accumulation for just the second time in the coin's history. And this is the biggest accumulation, guys, in 5 years. Even before I personally got into cryptocurrency. Things that make you go, And to add on to that, this from James Rule XRP, VeetsFin shuts down the phenomenal XRP rich list stat page, which I mentioned in this morning's video. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. And Ripple sends 40 million XRP to Coinbase on the same day. Another thing that might make you go, So here's some transaction details. The amount, almost 40 million XRP, worth about $32.2 million USD, transferred just yesterday to the Coinbase exchange. So does this mean Coinbase is ready to perhaps relist XRP? All things we have to consider, guys. Remember I showed you the XRP rich list now offline. as Vitsvin says, he just didn't have the time to dedicate to this project, and that he was building other things, and that maybe some other organizations could take it up. Even down here, he says, no, there's no conspiracy. I'm not trying to hide any information. It's just that I don't have the time. Yet we are hearing this from Santiment, largest whale accumulation. Just by chance, Vitsvin takes down the XRP rich list. And on top of it all, Coinbase has received another 40 million XRP, despite the fact that they don't sell XRP. And so to put things into perspective, we also should be paying attention to this as well. BondCrypt XRP, this has to do with cryptocurrency clarity in the United States. The Department of Justice announces their first director of National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team, Young Choi. So she has just been chosen to be the national director of that new agency. Yes, a new agency dedicated specifically to cryptocurrency, because President Biden is now expected to issue an executive order on regulation of crypto next week. And here's a clip just describing what's going on with that.
Good afternoon, Brian. That's right. President Biden set to issue a wide-ranging executive order on regulating cryptocurrencies next week. The president will direct agencies across the government to study cryptocurrencies as well as a central bank digital currency and come up with a wide-ranging government strategy to regulate digital assets, according to an administration official familiar with the matter. Now, the order reads like an alphabet soup of agencies here in Washington that will be tasked with looking into crypto. Specifically, the order will commission a study of a CBDC and ask Treasury, along with the Department of State, the Attorney General, the Department of Commerce and Homeland Security, and other agencies to develop a report on the future of money and payment systems. Now, the director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy will do a technical evaluation of what might be needed to support a CBD system. FSOC will be asked to study financial stability issues that arise from digital assets, and the Attorney General, along with the FTC and the CFPB, will be asked to consider what the impact of growth in digital assets could be on markets, while the SEC and CFTC will consider market protection measures within their own jurisdictions. Now, the order will also look at measures to protect consumers, businesses, and investors. It will also delve into privacy issues concerning digital assets, as well as distributed ledger technology and the potential impact on the environment there. These studies will be anywhere between 90 to 180 days, and these agencies will expect it to report back to the president on this. So, Brian, a very wide-ranging effort by the White House to thoughtfully think through how to regulate crypto. The administration clearly understands crypto is here to stay and appears to be embracing that. Again, this order finally expected next week. Brian.
So there you have it, President Biden to issue an executive order on regulating cryptocurrency next week, guys. If you want to watch that clip again, I will link it in the description of the video. A lot of information to take in, considering now, I think more than ever, the Ripple case looking as strong as ever. We are seeing Coinbase transferring XRP. We are seeing the removal of the XRP rich list, alongside this statement, this tweet from Santiment, saying that for the first time in the past 5 years, the second largest XRP accumulation is in progress by top tier whales accumulating that specific token. We know what we hold, guys. XRP right now trading at 78 cents. A good time to buy, I have no doubt.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.